Hey, what is up, everyone? Long time no see. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all staying safe. Uh, Hope you like the new lighting. I got new lights here and there. Hope you like it. Let me know if it's better. Let me know if it's worse. Let me know it down in the comments below. Um, yeah, we got some interesting things to talk about, and major things we need to discuss. So let's get into it. We got an episode What If, because it's Friday. If it doesn't come out on Friday, then I apologize. But mainly I've been doing this weekly now instead of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So yeah, it's basically my schedule now. Hectic. I know. I got school, and yeah, I'm working on a lot of different things right now. I'm working on a movie, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm really busy, even though it's coronavirus time and everyone should be not that busy, but unfortunately I'm extremely busy right now, more busy than I've ever been in my life. That is a cold-hearted fact. All right, I'm sorry about my ranting. I just need to get that out there in the open. All right, let's get to the first topic. So I got a comment the other day, and someone asked me if I'm like a humongous Broncos fan because I talk about Drew Lock so much, and I'm not. I mean, no, I'm not a Broncos fan. I just believe in the kid Drew Lock, and I believe he's a runner-up for MVP next year. He just added another weapon. I didn't think he was going to win MVP, but I did believe he was going to lead his team to the AFC Championship. Now I'm thinking Super Bowl. No, I don't think Super Bowl contenders. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Super Bowl contenders. We'll get that to next week. I'm going to be reviewing my season review of my breakdown on my predictions from last season. So yeah, my predictions from last season. That's what I'm gonna be doing next week. So stay tuned. And then the week after that, I'm gonna be doing my NFL season predictions of what each team's record is gonna be. So we're gonna review my prediction record from last year, and then we're gonna have new predictions in 2 weeks. So I'll probably be coming out in June or so. I'm not sure. But since I've been doing this weekly or 2 times a week, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I feel like Drew Lock is I think it's either Drew Lock or Patrick Mahomes that will win MVP. Like Patrick Mahomes, he's the best quarterback in the NFL, no doubt about that. I feel like he's going to have a better year than last year because unfortunately last year he kind of got injured, I think, for like 3 weeks. He dislocated his knee. It wasn't even his fault. And I don't want to say he wasn't the same until the playoffs. He wasn't the same until the Patriots game, and I feel like that's when he got back his drive, his mojo, on what makes him Patrick Mahomes, So he got injured last season, and I don't think he's going to get injured this season. I mean, they built up their offensive line a little bit, and I feel like they're going to be dangerous. They might make it deep into the playoffs next year either. They might be on the Super Bowl high. I'm telling you that now. I don't think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be on the Super Bowl high because Patrick Mahomes, he's a killing machine. He wants to win games. He reminds me a little bit of Tom Brady of like how much he wants to win. And I don't think he's going to have a Super Bowl high as much as Andy Reid is. Because Andy Reid, I don't want to, how would I put this? I love the man, even though a lot of Eagles fans hate him. I like Andy Reid a lot. Yeah, how would I put this? He has his issues. He knows talent. He's really good at spotting it out, but sometimes I don't want to say flinches, hesitates. He isn't that clutch. There you go. He isn't that as clutch as when it comes to critical games sometimes. And I'm not sure how he's going to handle winning the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm sure he's happy and stuff, but I'm saying, like, I'm not sure on how much of a Super Bowl high he's going to have. I mean, like, I don't know how much winning the Super Bowl is going to get into his head. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. So, I don't know, Chiefs fans, how well the Chiefs are going to do next year. But I'm sure they're going to be doing pretty good, maybe 10-6 next year because they have Patrick Mahomes, and they just drafted a really sick running back who reminds me a lot of Brian Westbrook. I think he's like the second best running back in the NFL. I mean, not in the NFL. Second best running back in the draft out of all the draft prospects. I think he was the second best. I feel like Nikhil Swift is better, He reminds me a lot of Brian Westbrook, the Chiefs, the running back that the Chiefs drafted in the first round. So keep on the lookout for that. But yeah, I guess I'm making my MVP predictions. I just can't decide between Patrick Mahomes or Drew Lock. They're kind of like neck and neck. Maybe I'll add a third contender, but I think in 3 weeks I'm going to be doing the either those two decisions. I'm going to have dedicated episodes to all offensive rookie of the year, defense. I'm going to do an award predictions for all that in 3 weeks. So next week I'm going to be doing a review of the 2019 NFL season and were my record predictions right or wrong? How badly were they right or wrong? So we're going to be doing that next week. And then the week after that, we're going to be making the predictions for the 2020 NFL season. Wow. And then in 3 weeks from now, we're going to be doing award predictions. So stay on the lookout for that. And stay tuned for those episodes. All right. Okay. So that's pretty much to address people's questions about me being a Broncos fan. I am not really a Broncos fan. I mean, I enjoy the Broncos. Unfortunately, they haven't had a good quarterback since 2016, I believe, when Peyton Manning was on the team. Peyton Manning, since he was on the team. But I mean, I feel like Drew Lock is the quarterback of the future for the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning has been. He was the last time they had a really, really, really good quarterback, like a quarterback of the future. It was Peyton Manning, and I feel like Drew Lock is the future of the Broncos team, future of their franchise, and so be excited for that. Denver Broncos fans, Drew Lock is your future quarterback. And be excited. I don't know what I was trying to get at here. I think I don't want to be defensive. I mean, I don't hate the Broncos or anything. I'm a hardcore Eagles / Saints fan, and I have enjoyed the Jaguars quite a bit. They're my third favorite team. Top three are number 1 Eagles, number 2 Saints, number 3 Jags. Maybe I should do my top 10 favorite teams. Well, those are the main 3 teams I watch on a daily basis. All of last season, or ever since Patrick Mahomes came into the play, I've been watching almost every game of his. But mainly the 3 teams I watch every game of. Well, sometimes I miss Jaguars games, but the main 2-3 teams I watch every week is the Eagles, the Saints, and the Jaguars. Those are my 3 teams. Those are my 3 teams. So, moving on to the next topic. Okay, I don't know why this is still a discussion. Why is this still being discussed? I don't understand. The Jaguars have found their future starting quarterback with Gardner Minshew. He is the quarterback of the future. I don't understand why there's still a debate on should we bring in Cam Newton or should we keep Gardner Minshew? Is he still good enough? God, I don't know what's going on with the NFL recently. Maybe I just haven't noticed it now that I'm 17 years old and I'm noticing things a lot more. But it seems like they're being a little disrespectful to some players. And I get it's a business. For example, I know we're talking about the Jaguars, but I'm going to be bringing up the Eagles real quick. We need to talk about Greg Ward Jr. I think he should be a starter. Greg Ward Jr., wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, and running back Boston Scott for the Philadelphia Eagles. These are just 2 examples of people talking about replacements for them, but there are starting players. They deserve to be a starter. These are 2 players for example, and Gardner Minshew fits into the same category of we need to get a better player, but he proved himself. Once you prove yourself, you deserve to be a starting player. That's just my opinion. But you can have a safety option, not a player to replace him. They're talking about possibly replacing Boston Scott as their number 2, number 2 running back, because Boston Scott's a running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're just keep looking for a replacement for him, the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm like, why? He's a perfect perfect player. He's like Darren Sproles. You don't need to get a running back to give him less snaps. He deserves more snaps. He proved himself last season. He proved himself to be healthy. He was on the practice squad for longer than he really should have been. And he proved himself. And you want to replace him? Same thing with Greg Ward Jr. on the practice squad since like week 10. And then they brought him in. He started in the game. He proved himself to be a starting receiver. He had a good deep route. He had a better deep route than Nelson Aguilar. And I felt like they wanted to start him over Greg Ward Jr. I just hope to God that they start Greg Ward Jr. You're just wasting and wasting and wasting his talent. He doesn't have a dropping problem. His speed could be better, but you better damn start. He better be the slot receiver of that team next year. I don't know why they traded for Marquise Goodwin. Who knows what the hell the Eagles do sometimes. But I'm sorry, we're talking about Gardner Minshew. He fits into those two players' categories where they just want to get better even though they proved themselves already. Me personally, I feel like Nick Foles is better, but Gardner Minshew fits their system better. It's all about fitting the system. Quarterbacks, I don't want to say you're a system quarterback because there's no such thing. But I mean, when a quarterback really fits your system, like Lamar Jackson isn't going to fit into like a Patrick Mahomes type of system. You know what I mean? And it seems like Nick Foles couldn't really evolve into what they were trying to do, especially with that really crappy offensive line that they had last year. So, I mean, Gardner Minshew really fits into what they're doing. He's a good leader. I thought all the Jaguars believed in him, but unfortunately, Leonard Fournette get his butt out of Jacksonville. He wants Cam Newton, the guy who can't, if you lay one finger on him, he'll turn into dust. He has an attitude problem his attitude is as age appropriate as a 4-year-old. And you want Cam Newton. I don't know why I'm talking about Cam Newton. My main point is Gardner Minshew proved himself. He deserves to be the starter. He's cheaper. And build a damn Super Bowl team around him. Build the team now. Do what they did with Carson Wentz. It only took them 2 years to build around Carson Wentz. You got to try to win the Super Bowl when they're still on their contract. They're still on their rookie contract. Because once that rookie contract is up, you got to pay them a bucket load of money. For example, Dak Prescott. Well, it was mainly Dak Prescott's fault on why they didn't win a Super Bowl. I mean, they had like a Super Bowl team every year, and he was the reason why they couldn't get them to the promised land. If they had a guy like Patrick Mahomes, you never know. He could have probably brought them there. I actually thought Tom Brady was going to go to the Dallas Cowboys, but no. They franchise tagged Dak Prescott. They keep saying he's a really good quarterback, the Dallas Cowboys, but they don't want to. I don't know the whole situation. It's very confusing. I don't know who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Me personally, I don't think you should even waste your time on Dak Prescott. Can't throw a great deep ball. I don't know why they named him number one. I saw his throws last year. They were all garbage yard throws. I mean, it was all in garbage time. He wasn't clutch, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Like, it was the least amount of clutch I saw in almost any quarter. I felt like Mitchell Trubisky had a little bit, just a little bit more clutch than Dak Prescott did. And that's saying something. Like, don't waste your time on Dak Prescott. He wants more money than Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what his agent is smoking, but he wants more money than Patrick Mahomes. He never even won MVP, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott never won MVP. He only won, I think, 2 playoff games. Maybe 3. I'm not really sure. And that's it. He had a fluky rookie season, and he has never been the same. I was actually kind of scared when he was pretty good in his rookie year. But he has never been the same since. He either throws too many interceptions, or he'll not be clutch enough, or he'll just flat out stink. Back to my original point. Again, I'm going off topic. I'm ranting about a totally different quarterback. Gardner Minshew deserves to be the starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And there's no more debate to it. He's young enough. His arm could be better, but he can improve. And I feel like he should deserve to win Rookie of the Year now that I think about it. I feel like if they never benched him those 4 weeks, he could have won Rookie of the Year. I think he outperformed Kyler Murray on a lot of things. He had that one game where he threw 3 inch. He had a couple of those games, but I mean, those weren't really his fault. His receivers weren't up to play. He did have DJ Chark. I don't know. I think he needs a really, really good tight end. And luckily he got that with Tyler Eifert. I feel like he could be a pretty good tight end for Dak Prescott. And lucky he got Tyler Eifert. I feel like Tyler Eifert is still a number 1 tight end. He still has a lot in him. I know he's been injured a lot. He has some injury problems, but I feel like he'll be okay. He'll be okay as a number 1 for Gardner Minshew. And they're under the Jay Gruden offense. Dude, I feel like Jay Gruden is the best offensive coordinator in the NFL. Oh, I don't know. I wanted the Eagles to be I wanted Jay Gruden to be the offensive coordinator of the Eagles because he has a really talented mindset. And I think he still deserves to be a head coach. And it wasn't really his fault with the downfall with the Redskins. I mean, I think he was doing the right thing by not putting Dwayne Haskins in. I still think Colt McCoy was better than Dwayne Haskins. I feel like Colt McCoy could have started. I thought it was like a 3-way quarterback battle between all 3 of those guys, Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, and Dwayne Haskins. But that's besides the point. I should just address about the Redskins quarterback battle next year. It's gonna be like a 4-way quarterback battle, I think. Anyway, so I think we're still on Gardner. Yeah, we're still on Gardner Minshew. Bottom line, I don't know why every time I'm trying to talk about Gardner Minshew, I end up ranting about a whole completely different team. Bottom line is Gardner Minshew is the future starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, unless he becomes like Carson Wentz. But other than that, he's the future starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, unless he keeps on getting injured like Wentz or Andrew Luck. Sorry, and might have to retire at 29. Anyway, so that's all I have to say about that. And I thought one more thing though. I thought he was doing pretty good in the locker room, but I don't know why Leonard Fournette was saying he wants Cam Newton. Who wants Cam Newton? Like, what are you smoking, Leonard Fournette? Like, seriously, who wants Cam Newton? I don't even want to meet Cam Newton. I feel like if I meet Cam Newton, I'm gonna have to put on my silencer headphones so I can block out his voice because his voice is annoying. All right, I'm just being mean now. Okay, moving on. Today I looked at some of the free agents, some of the remaining free agents, and thought there was no one really left, but there's some really good names. But I scrolled down, and I was shocked when I saw Josh Gordon sitting in free agency. I thought, how is an elite receiver who is as good as Julio Jones still in free agency? And I think bottom line, he's 29, and he might be a bust at this point. I don't know if any other team is going to give him a chance. He won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. Didn't play in the Super Bowl. He was suspended. I don't even know. I think he's as suspended as the amount of fingers I have on my hand. 5 times. It's pretty sad. I don't know what he got. I think he has a drinking problem or a drug problem. I don't know. I think he was smoking pot. I think, and that's why he got suspended. He must have really loved his pot. I don't know if any team is going to give him another chance. He's the number 1 receiver. He's been a number 1 receiver since he's came into the NFL. I just don't know if any other team is going to give him a chance. I mean, he has a Super Bowl, so I mean, I don't want to say he doesn't really need to work hard anymore, but I mean, I guess he doesn't have that need to keep winning games possibly. But I would work hard to even be in the Super Bowl. I don't care if I win the Super Bowl. I'm glad for my teammates and stuff. But, I mean, I want to work for the Super Bowl. I want to be in the Super Bowl working my butt off to win my team a championship, you know? But I don't want to say he doesn't care about football anymore, but I got to tell you, Josh Gordon is a bust with elite potential. He's an elite receiver, but he has bust level stats. Stats isn't everything, but like his stats are pretty pathetic and just it's not elite, but he's an elite receiver. And if you look at his film, it's not. There's elite moments, but it's a shame. If he never got suspended, he'd probably be a top 3 receiver in the NFL. I think he's better than DeAndre Hopkins in a lot of ways. I feel like he's definitely declined over the years, but he's as good. He could have been better than DeAndre Hopkins. I feel like DeAndre Hopkins is the 3rd best receiver in the NFL. We're not, including Antonio Brown, maybe the 4th. Antonio Brown is the best receiver in the NFL still to this date, and unfortunately, he has CTE, even though he doesn't want to admit it. Anyway, I was really, really shocked when I saw Josh Gordon still in free agency, but it makes sense, though. I mean, he's suspended so many times that NFL teams can't trust him. Me personally, I don't trust that he's going to not be suspended again. I don't blame the NFL teams for not picking him up, but I don't know, maybe give him like a cheap deal or something. I mean, me personally, if I was the Eagles, I would just make him an offer, a cheap offer, because I'm not sure if any teams even gave him an offer yet. But yeah, I mean the best player still in free agency now is Jadeveon Clowney, and I think me personally, he's gonna go to the Miami Dolphins. But Josh Gordon is not even. I mean, I had to scroll down quite a bit to see him, and I'm like, wow, is he still suspended? Is he eligible for next year? I'm not even sure about that. I should have probably looked that up. But I mean, it's still surprising though. Yeah, but you know who I did see? I did see Antonio Brown, which I was like, he didn't retire. I mean, at this point, no one's gonna pick him up. I mean, his drama is to the point of absurdity, and if I hear anything in the news, I think I might be done talking about Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, disappointing, very, very disappointing. He used to be my top 10 favorite players in the NFL, like currently, and he's become AB, and AB is a complete different personality, and I wish he would admit that he has CTE, because god damn it, he has CTE, but it doesn't excuse some things anyway. Talking about Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon is a bust at this point with elite potential, and it's kind of disappointing, but I mean, his health is more important than football, and if he needs to have time off from the NFL some more, then so be it, because your health is the most important thing. So hopefully he'll come back stronger than ever. Okay, that's all the topics for today. Let's get on to the news. Okay, news number 1. News number 1. Andy Dalton. Remember that guy? He had a game where he threw 4 interceptions, no touchdowns, 2 fumbles. And then the next game he threw for 4 touchdowns. I think 289 yards, if I believe. It was 280 something. Yeah, that guy just got picked up by the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry Jones is making that a pretty big deal. Yep. Is this another Tennessee Titans situation where midway through the season, the starting quarterback's going to be benched? I don't know. I feel like they're Dak Prescott and Andy Dalton are basically the same player. And I said that about Marcus Mariota and Ryan Tannehill last year. I feel like if you switch them either way, it's basically the same player. So do we have another Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill situation? I don't think so. I don't know if Andy Dalton will be better than Dak Prescott, but hey, what the hell? Just try it. Just try it. If I was the head coach, I would make that a quarterback battle, a QB battle. I would put both of them in the preseason, and I'll make them work their. Can't say it because then I'll be demonetized. I'll make them work their butts off. Like, screw it. I mean, I won't say they're interchangeable, but they're really similar in my opinion. I feel like they both need a lot to do really well. And I don't know. I couldn't tell really if it was Andy Dalton's fault for them not doing really well or at the Bengals, or if it was Marvin Lewis's. I don't like the new head coach for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he's worse than Marvin Lewis. Am I saying his name right? You know who I'm talking about. Crap, who's the new head coach name? I forget. But I'm not sure if it was his fault. I can't really tell. That's why I would make them do a quarterback battle in off-season workouts and in the preseason. Because in my opinion, I feel like I know the preseason playbook is really dumbed down, if that makes any sense. But I feel like the preseason is the best place to show players' potential. Because I feel like training camp, I feel like the pressure is a little bit more increased. And I feel like they kind of ignore players more in training camps than the actual preseason. I feel like preseason is when you can actually, because you get all the film. You get all the film versus the cornerbacks, and I feel like that's where you get to see the player's real potential. So I know that a lot of NFL, a lot of head coaches in the NFL don't see it that way, but I do personally. So I feel like there should be a quarterback battle with Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott next year, because I don't honestly know if Andy Dalton will be better than Dak. I mean, Dak isn't the worst. Okay, he's not the worst quarterback. He's a pretty good backup quarterback, but I'm just not sure if I actually am sure he's not going to bring you to the promised land. He's not as bad as Mitchell Trubisky, but he's not great either. He's really not great either, and I feel like you can get a lot more with less money. I feel like they should have picked up Teddy Bridgewater, even though I would have hated that because I love Teddy, but if he went to the Dallas Cowboys, that would have been absolutely dreadful because I would have to root against a player I really like. Me personally, I feel like Teddy Bridgewater should have been the future starting quarterback of the Saints franchise, but unfortunately things didn't end up that way, and now Drew Brees is going to be there for another 2 more years. And Drew Brees isn't going to be that great there, in my opinion. Once again, I'm going off track. So yeah. What does this mean? Jerry Jones is kind of like bragging about it, which is weird because usually you don't brag about a backup quarterback unless you're planning on having a quarterback battle. And it seems like they might want to have a quarterback battle. So I mean, you never know. Andy Dalton could be not the franchise quarterback, but the starting quarterback of the Cowboys next year. I'm just not sure if he's as good or is he better than Dak Prescott. I'm not really sure. Either way, they're kind of similar in my opinion, but that's besides the point. Yeah, so Andy Dalton to the Cowboys. I don't know why. I guess it's a big deal since Jerry Jones is making this a big deal. So, yeah. Andy Dalton to the Cowboys, okay, but not, oh my gosh, it's the biggest deal ever. So, there's what I gotta say about that. So, moving on to the next bit of news. Let's see. Next bit of news. My boy, Frank Gore, the immortal running back, has signed with the New York Jets. So he's going to be sitting behind Le'Veon Bell, which is great. I feel like Frank Gore could possibly have 1 more year after this year. Because this man, he's like Darren Sproles to me. Like, he's ageless. Ageless wonder. Can keep going forever, but should stop next year. Me personally, I was hoping for the Eagles to pick him up as their power rushing running back because I feel like he's better than Jordan Howard, which is weird because he's 37. I just don't understand how you still do it at 37, you know? But he's crazy. And I don't think he didn't show any sign of declining. I feel like if the Bills never benched him, possibly would have ran for 1,000 yards and be the oldest running back in the NFL history to run more than 1,000 yards. Right now, the title of that is Adrian Peterson, and in 2018, he ran for 1,000. I don't remember, but he ran over for 1,000 yards. So right now, that title goes to Adrian Peterson, 34 years old, ran for over 1,000 yards, and Frank Gore still got it. I don't think he's a starting running back. He's a really good number 2 running back, or like a power rushing running back, really strong running back. He still got it. So, yeah, good on him. Great that he's not retiring, because I would like to see him kicking around for at least one more year after this year, retire in 2021, and good for him. Being behind Le'Veon Bell is great. Jets are looking pretty scary. I mean, I thought they were going to go 9-7 this year, but then I feel like they might have they won more games with Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback, because he had mono and he was gone for 3 weeks. So maybe they would have made it to the playoffs if he never got mono, if he never caught mono. So you never know. I mean, yeah, Jets are looking pretty scary. I think they're better than last year. They're a team to be looking out. I mean, the AFC East, they're looking pretty tight. I hope I said it right. They are the AFC East, right? Yeah, they are. I don't know why I wasn't sure for a second. Yeah, the AFC East, they're looking scary. I mean, I feel like all 4 of those teams could have, well, maybe not the Dolphins. I don't think they're that ready yet to get into the playoffs. But, I mean, the Bills, I don't know if the Bills will be as good as they were last year. I'm not so sure about that, because I feel like the pressure could get into their heads and they decide, hey, let's not go to the playoffs. But, I feel like it's the Patriots and Jets, top 2 teams in that division. But all 4 of those teams, more like all 3 of those teams, could have the potential to be in the playoffs. That's a scary division next year, not going to lie. Wow. I didn't know it was that tight in that division. So, Frank Gore to the Jets, the immortal running back, signed with a new team. Thank goodness. I was scared he was going to retire for a second, but luckily he did not. Yes. So, all right, let's move on to another not so oh my gosh news, but it's big news to me, and I've talked about him in the past. So, Trey Burton, tight end, he was on the Bears, and then the Bears released him. Don't know why. The Bears, under the old Bears / Eagles tight end, the one that threw the touchdown to Nick Foles during the Philly special, was signed with the Colts. Probably is going to be a replacement from what's his name, Eric Ebron. He was on the Colts last year. Probably going to be the replacement of him. So it's going to be Jack Doyle and Trey Burton next year, and probably some other tight end that's not as good. I don't know. But they're going to be the top 2 guys next year. And he's back with his old offensive coordinator from the Eagles Super Bowl run. Thank goodness. It's a good choice. I feel like he picked the right choice. Frank Reich, we haven't had a good offensive coordinator since his 2017 role as offensive coordinator. The Eagles, I mean, when he was the Eagles offensive coordinator in 2017, he was a really, really good offensive coordinator. I think he's a really, really good head coach as well. And he's back with his old, I don't want to say his old team, but his old offensive coordinator, who he did pretty well with, a lot better than he did with Matt Nagy. I feel like this is a really good fit for the Colts, really good fit for him. Congratulations to both teams. I'm glad he's back with another team, because I don't know why there was, not rumors, but there was speculation that he was going to go with back with the Eagles, and I was excited for that. But I was like, that's not really a good fit, because, I mean, he deserves to be the number 1 or number 2. And luckily he has the potential to be the number 2 tight end with the Colts. And he's back with his old offensive coordinator, so he knows the playbook really well. And this is a really, really good fit. And I know this isn't a trending topic for a lot of people, but I don't know. I really like the guy. I mean, he threw a freaking touchdown in the Super Bowl. He played in the Super Bowl, caught catches, and he threw a touchdown. Like, goddamn. That's wow. So, yeah, so I was always a really big fan of him. And I'm glad he's with a new team. And I know a lot of people don't care unless you're an Eagles/Bears/Colts fan. So, yeah. Congratulations to Trey Burton and the Colts organization. You guys got a good player. All right. We're coming back. We're going to the main event. Today, Friday segment. On Friday's episodes, we usually have a segment at the end called What If? Okay. Today's episode of What If? What if Carson Wentz, we're going back to 2017 here, what if Carson Wentz never got injured during the Eagles Super Bowl season? What if he never got injured in 2017? Well, would they have won the Super Bowl? Would they even make it to the playoffs? Would they even go 13-3? I feel like they would. No, I'm just thinking because I had an answer here, but now I'm thinking about it. Would they go 13-3? I feel like they would have still gone 13-3. Would they be as good? Like, what if he never got injured at all throughout that whole season? Would he make it to the Super Bowl? I mean, that game, with the Falcons game, that was pretty tough. I just feel like Carson Wentz wouldn't be throwing the ball as much as Nick Foles would. I feel like it would have been another Patrick Mahomes situation where he would have went out in the NFC Championship. Like last year, or a couple years ago, Patrick Mahomes in the 2018 AFC Championship, he went out because he wasn't good enough. It's just due to lack of experience. Nick Foles had the experience needed to be in the playoffs. I mean, he did pretty good in his playoff game back in 2014, I want to say. I mean, Nick Foles just had the experience. So, I mean, Carson Wentz got us to the point where we needed to be. Nick Foles was the guy for the playoffs. Me personally, now that I think about it, the Jalen Hurts pick, I feel like, I don't know, my dad told me this the other day, that NFL teams should have two quarterbacks. One for different things. Each quarterback does something different. So the Eagles getting Jalen Hurts, I don't think they should have gotten in the second round. I think they should have gotten Tyler Huntley, undrafted free agent. Really good. Potential starting quarterback. But it could be like a Drew Brees, Taysom Hill situation. But without Taysom Hill taking the mantle of Drew Brees. So, I mean, maybe Carson Wentz decides to retire at 29 like Andrew Luck did. Maybe that's why they were nervous about Carson Wentz retiring. But they could really, really, really use Jalen Hurts as the running type of quarterback. So if he gets injured, their season won't be over. I don't know why I'm justifying that. When we're talking about, this is a what if segment. We could talk about that another time. What if, flat out answer, they would have lost in the NFC Championship to the Vikings? Wow. They would have lost. That's not right. Not the NFC Championship to the Vikings. They would have lost to the divisional round. They would have lost in the divisional round to the Falcons. Because in that game, Nick Foles had to be clutch, and luckily he was clutch when he needed to. Oh, goddamn. Sorry about that. Scared the crap out of me. Technical difficulties here. A light fell. Oh, no. Don't fall again. Stay still. Thank you. Stay. Okay. Technical difficulties there for a second. Sorry about that. I'm going to keep that in there. I'm not going to edit that out. So, flat out, what if situation? What if Carson Wentz never got injured in the 2017 Super Bowl run NFL season? They would have lost in the divisional round in the 2017 season. I feel like Nick Foles was clutch enough during that game. Carson Wentz, I don't think he would have been clutch enough, maybe with his legs. But that's all I got to say about that. So maybe they would have won, but either way, they would have never won the Super Bowl that season. They would have. Just wouldn't. Carson Wentz wasn't clutch enough at that point. I feel like he's getting clutch more and more clutch per season. And me personally, I feel like they should have kept Nick Foles. I feel like he fit their system better, but the pass is the pass, and Carson Wentz is the second best option for our system. So, what if Carson Wentz never got injured during the 2017 Eagles season, aka the Super Bowl run? We would have not won the Super Bowl. We would have lost in the divisional round. That's what would have happened. All right, guys, that wraps up our episode 8. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you guys like the lighting. Let me know what you guys think of the episode. Hopefully it comes out on Friday. If it doesn't, it will come out on Saturday, and that's I apologize for that. But my schedule is super hectic. I can't post 3 days a week until maybe the school year starts, or maybe in the summer. Yeah, definitely in the summer. What am I saying when the school year starts? Well, I'm going to be a senior next year. I'm going to be basically doing nothing because I'm a senior. And I can do whatever the hell I want. So yeah, maybe I'm going to be posting 3 times a week after school is over. And yeah, so probably be expecting me to post 3 days a week sometime in around June, like mid-June, like after school year ends, like June 12th, after school year. After my school year ends, after June 12th. Sorry about that. So, yep. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on the next time. I'll see you guys next time. See you on the next video.